we started cantilever beam with a different kinds of load. That first we taken point load. So due to some network issue, you're not. Some people may not listen properly. So that's why we are going to record this and upload in the video. You can go through it. So let us take first a case of point load only. Just I make very simple without any section. Just I taken. So the cantilever beam at point A is fixed and at point B it is subject to a point load P and it's having this span of length. Now here, as I said, we need to proceed to the shear force. We need to draw a shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Means we need to calculate shear force and bending moment at each section. Now to carry that, first we need to calculate the what is called reactions. So that reactions. So first we need to identify what are the reactions. So as you know that this is the fixed support. Therefore, the reactions will be one is RV because of vertical force and opposite direction reaction is there. Also, because of it is completely rigid here and here it is free and we are going to apply the load, it rotate the bending moment take place in a clockwise direction. Therefore, the reaction bending moment take place in a right. Now we need to calculate this reaction. So in the morning session, as I said, so if you are using three equilibrium equations like summation of vertical force equal to 0, summation of horizontal force equal to 0, plus summation of moment equal to 0. By using these three equilibrium conditions, if you find the unknowns of reaction, then it is called statically determinate structure beams. If it is not possible, means it is called indeterminate, statically indeterminate beam. Now, let us using this, we need to find the reactions. That is only we require now RV. So therefore RV, so let us take first summation of vertical force equal to 0. So here, as I told in the beginning, very important thing is the sign convention. We'll follow only the side, left hand side sign convention. So that means we are going to proceed from left to right. Therefore, we are going to follow the left hand side convention. That is, in left hand side section, this is the very important. The all downward force considered as negative and upward force considered as positive. Also, clockwise considered as positive, anti-clockwise movement as considered as negative. This is very important. So we'll take for reactions also same thing. So summation of all vertical forces equal to 0. So here vertical force first from left hand side to right hand side. First left hand point load is RV, it is upward. Therefore, that is upward means we consider as positive plus RV, and when it comes here is P. Therefore, that is downward, that is considered null. Therefore, RV become plus P. So we got reaction, vertical reaction at point A is P. So therefore, now we can proceed to the shear force. To draw the shear force diagram. So let us take shear force at A. We are proceeding from left to A. So shear force nothing but, as I told when you're discussing about shear force concept, it's the algebraic sum of vertical forces either left hand side of the beam or right hand side of the beam. Now I'm saying that from right to left I'm proceeding. Therefore, from the left hand side, what are the vertical forces there that we need to add? So shear force at A. Here there is no force, but at point A only RV is acting, that is upward. So therefore, upward force means we consider as positive. This RV, nothing but how much RV we consider as P. Think like that. In terms of Newton or whatever it may be. Newton. Let's take shear force at B. Shear force at B is summation of left hand forces. One is RV upward, and here downward force one more is there. That is minus. Therefore, RV is plus P minus P equal. So therefore, we got the shear force at these 2 points. Therefore, we can draw the shear force now. The base point we need to consider, always it is called neutral point, that is 0. Now from point A, what is the shear force is plus P. That means this is the neutral point. What are the point positive value will come, that we need to write above this datum line. Negative we have to write in the below the datum. Therefore here positive, let us call this point is P, and up to A to B, when it comes to here, it is same P only will be acting, and when it comes to B, it comes to the 0. Therefore, this is positive. Here also P. This is known as shear force diagram. Now, similarly, we need to calculate BMD. Therefore, we need to calculate BMD. Means we need to calculate bending moment at each point. Let us take bending moment at So for bending moment means force into perpendicular distance that we need to calculate. So here at point A, the force is RV. So sign convention is very important. Clockwise is considered positive, anti-clockwise negative. Now this RV into with respect to the point A, what is the perpendicular distance is 0. Because it's acting at point A, therefore RV into 0 equal to 0. So usually the Newton mm or Newton mm will be there. Generally, when come to the bending moment at we call B, summation of bending moment means summation of moment either left hand section of the beam or right hand section. The first one force is from the here, the point B left hand here RV into what is the distance up to the L. So therefore RV into L make a clockwise rotation. Therefore clockwise means considered positive. Means RV L. Also at point B there is a one force P into perpendicular distance is 0 because it's acting at point B only. Therefore if you want you can write leave it. Therefore RV into P, RV nothing but P into L. Therefore we got bending moment at each point A and B. Therefore draw the BMD now. So bending moment at A, how much we got? 0. Bending moment at B, we got P into L, that is positive means above the net. That is considered as P into L. Much height is called as L and this height is called as much as P into known as. So whenever cantilever substitute a point load. So this is my SFD. This looks like a linear diagram and BMD also linear, it's a triangular shape. So that you have to see. Therefore, so finally what we are taking in this to derive the what is that bending stress concept, we are going to calculate for each beam with a different load condition what may the maximum bending moment. Therefore, finally we require maximum bending moment. The maximum bending moment, see here it is 0 and here it is P into L. Therefore, the maximum bending moment whenever the cantilever being subjected to a point load is nothing but P into. Finally, we require this is Van-Dusen bending value equation in the next concept, that is bending stress. Okay. Fine. Hope you understand this. Okay. Now we are moving to the next one, UDL. So same cantilever beam over a span of length, the UDL is acting, that is W Newton per. As I told in the beginning, whenever any UDL or angle is given, we need to convert it to equivalent point load. Therefore, that equivalent point load of this will be P equal to how much magnitude of the P will be there, that is how much W times of W into how much span of UDL is acting, that is W into L. This is the magnitude of P. How much and what is the position of the P will be there. So on how much span of UDL is acting, in that it acting at center. Therefore, it is acting at L. Therefore, it is acting at center. So that is W. This is L by 2 on either side. L by 2. This is A. This. Now, with respect to this, we need to calculate the draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. As usual, it become like now point load. Now here it is RV. Therefore, first reactions. Let us proceed from reactions. You can do it from left to right or right to left. You can follow anyone. So when we are proceeding from right to left means you have to follow the right hand section sign convention. Okay? But we are proceeding from left to left to right to. Therefore, we are taking the left hand section sign convention. In some textbook, what they will do for cantilever beam, they proceed from right to left. From other types of beam, they will proceed from left to right. Why they will proceed from left to right means because when you're pressing from here to left to right, there's no need to calculate RV. But when you calculate from left to right, you must and should have to calculate the R. That is the reason. So, but we'll make this not avoid the confusion. We'll take up in left to right only for all types of things. Only one step is increase. We added, that is reactions only. That is not a problem. We can able to calculate. So therefore, reactions. Now here the reactions is RV. RV is equal sum of vertical force equal to 0. That is equilibrium equation condition. Upward forces positive, downward force negative. RV is plus and minus P equal to 0. Therefore, RV equal to plus P. So plus P means how much P will be there? W into. Therefore, RV nothing but W. That is the value we have. Okay. Understood. Now we need to calculate shear force diagram. What the shear force diagram is, we need to calculate shear force at each point. That we need to take up. See that. Let us calculate shear force at A. Shear force at A is only it is acting R. Therefore, equal to RV, that is positive upward force. Therefore, RV is nothing but W into L plus. Similarly, shear force at B. Shear force at B, that is here. RV, one is RV and one is minus P. Therefore, RV is nothing but W into L. P is nothing but W into L. Therefore, plus into L will become 0. So therefore, we got the shear force at every section. We plot the graph now. Now, with respect to that, the baseline. So here, shear force at A is RV, W into L, that is this much. Let us say this is W into L, and here is 0. Therefore, the diagram will come like triangle. This is known as shear force diagram whenever the particular video. Now, we need to calculate the bending moment diagram. Plot the bending diagrams. We need to calculate the bending moment at each point. A, first we'll take force into perpendicular distance. Force is RV. RV, that is clockwise movement into the positive into perpendicular distance at point A only it's active, therefore 0. That one. Similarly, bending moment at B, summation of moment equal to 0. Correct? One first moment is force RV into what is the distance up here? That is clockwise movement. RV into L by 2. RV into L by 2 minus y minus means now what is next force? P. That will create a anti-clockwise movement. Anti-clockwise means minus P into what is the distance up here? L by 2. Therefore, we'll simplify this. RV means how much? WL. WL into L, that is become WL square by 2 minus P. P also means how much? What is P? Here. W into L. Therefore, that is also become WL into L become. Therefore, not L by 2, sorry. 1 into L. So, therefore, I can take 2 as LCM. Take 2 as LCM. That is become what? 2WL square minus W. Therefore, that is become W. So therefore, we got all the points. Right? Let me plot now. So this is the base point. At bending at A is 0. And bending at B is, we will mark it much as height is WL square by 2. So what is the variation of graph? You can see L square is there. Therefore, L square means you will get a this type of graph. You will get which type of graph? So you will get the graph is parabolic because L square will be there, no? That is why the reason we will get a parabolic graph. So therefore, here it is 0. Here we got parabolic graph is plus or minus plus. Therefore, above the baseline we need. So this is parabola. This is linear. The W here you can see W into L will be there. L is a linear element. Therefore, so whenever the shear force, whenever the cantilever is at UDL, the shear force diagram will be like triangular, and bending moment diagram will be like parabolic. So this is a variation. And finally, we want to know what is the maximum bending moment. Correct. Maximum bending moment. So compared to here, the maximum bending moment whenever the cantilever will be substituted to UDL will be there. Here 0 and here WL square by 2. So WL square by 2 will be there. So this is you have to be. Okay. You have to be. Now let me go to the third one. Actually, the same character will be subject to UVL now. So that is UVL with triangular load. Same. What we need to the first step we have to do, we need to convert into equivalent point load. As you know, this okay. Let's take to the third case. Subject to UVL over the time. Now, as I told you, we're discussing this different types of load condition. Whenever the UVL or UVL is given, point. Therefore, this equivalent point load, that is P, equal to what is the P magnitude will be there first? Look like a triangular. It is a triangular trapezoidal triangular UVL load. Therefore, P is equal to base of into base triangular area L and height is W. Therefore, the span, the length, the position of the P will be from the maximum side it is 1 by 3L, from the minimum side it is. This is very important. At point A, the reaction is active. Now, with respect to this, now we need to calculate the shear force. First, we need to calculate the reaction. Now, with respect to the reactions, RV, that is equilibrium equation is first summation of vertical. What are the vertical forces? Now, with respect to this figure only, we need to refer now. One is plus RV becomes upward minus T plus downward plus P nothing but half into. Now let me calculate shear force. Shear force. So only one vertical force. One is plus because upward half into. And shear force P. Shear force at P. So we'll start from here. Plus RV. What is the vertical B here? Minus downward force WL by 2. This is also W. Means P is 0. So we got shear force at all the points. Therefore, you can able to calculate the. So you can able to plot the graph. Therefore, let me plot the graph now. The graph. Because shear force at a positive and what are the positive values that we need? Then we need to draw a negative means because here we mark it. This is W2. Whenever the UVL acting on this one, then the variation will be variation of not cubic, sorry, parabolic. This correct one. This variation is going to keep on changing. So in UDL case, it is parabolic. Shear force is linear, as bending moment is parabolic. In case of UVL, shear force is parabolic. Let me see bending moment. Bending moment I need to limit at E. So force into perpendicular. Force is RV. creating clockwise movement, and what is the point at acting at all? Clockwise is positive. Similarly, bend limited, here you should first force RV up to what is the distance here? L. For creating clockwise movement, plus R. And next force, SP. SP up to B, what is it? For RV means I already know. L by 2. L into L square. This W by 2. L into L become, therefore 2 will cancel. By 6 is the LCM. We take 6 is the LCM. M. From here, 6 is the LCM. So therefore we got value around point. Now we can make up once. Now whenever the UVL comes, element the variation of element will be cubic in nature. Therefore here at point A it is 0. Here it is plus the 6. Here variation is cubic curve. Right? This completes the cantilever case with the different load condition. Point load case, and one more thing we need to find out what is the maximum limit for this case. Maximum bend limit equation is 0 here. This you have to memorize. So when a point load is comes for the cantilever beam, the variation of the shear force is MD and maximum limit equation is PEDL. And now the UDL comes for the cantilever beam, maximum limit equation is W is equal by 6. And for the shear free diagram, it is linear, because in case of beam diagram is parabolic. In case of cantilever beam with the UVL, this variation of SFD is parabolic, whereas BMD is cubic. The maximum limit P for this condition W is equal. Finally, we need required these equations to the solve the bending stresses problems. So, not to explain that, I am taking all these things. Okay, I think hope you understood. It's not a live class I done because of network issue. I recorded. If you have doubt, in the next live class you can ask me or teach. So after this, we'll take it to the next different beams. That is like which are the beams are there? SSB, simply supported beam, O-ring beams, all those things. But for the our bending stresses cases, cantilever beam we require as well as simply supported beam, the different load condition. So we'll take up it directly the equations and all that will take up in the next process. Thank you.